Alright, you guys. Hi. We are back again with another demo. We are going to be playing Foolish Mortals. Let's go ahead and get started. Inkwood Studio. I wanted to play this on stream, but unfortunately, you can't really control the size of the window, which means I can't read people's comments while I play. Making this the perfect record game. Lip lip. I don't know what's in this. I didn't even read anything on it. I was just like, oh, you know what, this looks interesting. Why not? You know? It makes me think of an old-fashioned Disney movie. Ish, right now. It feels movie-ish in general. Putting the credits, you know, before it starts rather than after it starts. Oh. Can I sleep in it?
They said there was a treasure on the island, its location known only by the dead. I could see it in my dreams. How was I supposed to know that in order to find it, I'd have to die too?
Spirits and specters from regions unknown, guide to me the wanderer who searches alone. Well, welcome back, Murphy McCallum. Have you found all 5 ingredients for the spell?
I found 3 so far. Only 2 are left, the chalk and the coffin nails.
Hurry. The island will lead you to that which you seek. I have no doubt about that.
Alright. Alright. How will the spell help me find the lost treasure of the film? You know what happened? Castle. How am I going to find the spell ingredients? Finding the voodoo ingredients. It does give me a very voodoo vibe right here. Are we sure this is safe? Is it really evil? I don't trust this. You know what happened?
Do you know what happened at Belmore Manor?
You want to hear a ghost story, Murphy McCallum?
Yes, that's why I'm
I
here.
want to know everything I can about that house.
Then listen closely. Dark magic runs throughout Belmore Manor. The house was built by the Belmore brothers, 3 merchants from England who made their fortune trading across the Caribbean. Xavier Belmore, an explorer, Yardley Belmore, an actor, and Cecil Belmore, a scientist. Their parents dead for many years. They each loved and cared for their young sister, Abigail. Abigail met a young sailor who worked aboard one of her brother's ships. And in less than a year, he proposed. The engagement was a scandal. Despite having the pick of any eligible bachelor in high society, her hand in the Belmore fortune was to go to a commoner.
Alright, that makes sense.
Because of their unconditional love for their young sister, the Belmore brothers sanctioned the marriage. But people began to wonder if Abigail was being locked into marriage, whether by blackmail or black magic. Grand wedding was planned by the three proud brothers, but in the months leading up to the wedding, each of the brothers, one by one, was lost, presumed dead. And yet the wedding was still to go ahead, and with Abigail set to inherit the Belmore fortune once she came of age, many people began to wonder whether the sailor was not a perpetrator, but a pawn. On the morning of the wedding, the sailor was summoned to her chambers. "I don't love you," Abigail declared. "I never loved you." And to everyone gathered in the house, Abigail declared that that same evening she would marry another, John Rackham, first officer of the Belmore Trading Company, would be her new groom. Except that didn't happen. On the night of the wedding, everyone in the house suddenly and mysteriously vanished. Perhaps the last revenge of the scorned sailor. The house that night held a heart that would be broken, a victim who would be tricked, and a force that would unleash evil. But no one knows exactly who each was. If you want to find the treasure, Murphy, you'll have to find out.
How am I gonna find the spell ingredients? I feel like... What else was I looking for? I know nails. Often nails. What's the other thing?
How am I going to find the spell ingredients?
Everything I've ever needed for my voodoo spells, I have found on this island.
Voodoo.
It's as though this island pulls the supernatural to it. Keep searching. Once that's complete, I will show you the final step of the spell.
And how will it help me find the lost treasure?
How will the spell help me find the lost treasure of Belmore Manor?
There are things on this island that have gone unseen. Stories that have been left unheard. At least to mortals. I commune with regions beyond. Let me introduce you to a friend. Out of the shadows, the cursed and the damned, return now my servant to do my command.
I have returned to you, Master.
Loa, this gentleman wishes to find the lost treasure of Belmore Manor. Tell him how this can be done.
Only inhabitants of the house know where the treasure lies. Their spirits still within its walls, trapped between life and death. To ask them, those spirits must be revealed on the mortal plane.
And that is what our spell will do, Murphy. A summoning spell to unveil the ghosts trapped within the house.
5 ingredients place inside, tie closed, and then unseal. Within the focus what may hide, this spell will soon reveal.
Once you've collected all 5, we can summon the ghosts of Belmore Manor. Once we've summoned the ghosts, We can ask them exactly where the treasure was hidden. You have served me, Loa. Begone!
Alright.
I'm going to finish finding the voodoo ingredients.
Hurry back.
Alright, part 1. The summoning spell. Doesn't anyone know not to mess with voodoo? Whee!
I jiggled the handle, but the door was locked. With a bit of elbow grease, I pushed up the wooden window frame. Pressed against the inside wall was a dusty desk covered in spider webs, and on top it, one thing lay undisturbed, a small folded document which I picked up, along with an unintentional 8-legged companion. Ugh! Ghost stories and haunted treasures I could handle, but spiders gave me the creeps.
Okie dokie. Still can't get in. Accident! This is sing when I press it.
I took the taxidermied fish from the rotting wooden frame.
Alright, go to the island then. Still don't remember what I'm looking for. Other than coffin nails. It's like the only thing that drew my attention. Hi, you have any nails?
The tin was empty. The coffin lid had been nailed down securely. I wasn't going to be able to open it.
Stove.
I didn't need to do anything with the stove, and would have probably burnt my hands if I tried.
You're casually stealing things. Oh, me.
I scanned the headstones for anything of note, but didn't know what I was searching for.
Terrible.
Hello.
Ah, consarn it! Don't sneak up on people like that. You frighten the dying daylights out of me.
He looked at me like he'd seen a ghost. Sorry, you seem a little jumpy?
I thought you were those pesky kids again.
Kids don't seem like a reason to be scared.
They're little terrors. I'm sure they're gonna give me a heart attack. Last week they showed up with a doctor's note they forged, saying a man I'd buried that day was just a very deep sleeper. 7 hours I was out here digging him up, at my age.
And was he sleeping?
Dead as a dodo, just like those kids will be if I get my hands on them.
My name's Murphy McAllen. I've just arrived on the island.
Well, welcome, Mr. Murphy. I'm Edgar Kettle, gravedigger, undertaker, coffin maker, and anything else that needs doing to keep this cemetery running.
Do you not find working in a graveyard a little eerie?
Why would it be eerie?
I don't
The
know.
graveyard.
Ghosts, maybe?
I don't like to think about ghosts.
Why not?
because they'd be bad for business. I have my work cut out here with the dead as it is. Imagine if they came back asking for a refund.
What are you working on?
This is just a pauper's coffin the parish is funding. Lock 'em in lumber, leave 'em to slumber. That's what I call it. No frills. This'll end up 5 feet under by the end of the night.
I thought it was supposed to be 6 feet.
You're not the one doing the digging. 5 feet means I get a tea break.
Why are you out here working so late?
The funerals take
I have a
place
lot
in
of
the
questions.
morning, and I prefer to be tucked up in my bed. I don't like those early funerals. I'm not a morning person.
Ha.
Have you got any spare coffin nails?
No, I don't got any to spare. I have to buy these out of my own pocket. Do you know how much the parish gives me per burial nowadays? A pittance. The roof's leaking, my table's broken. I've used floorboards to build some of the coffins. Take my advice. Don't go into this line of work. I'm telling you, undertaking's a dying business.
Have you accidentally ever buried someone who was still alive?
Have you ever accidentally buried someone who is still alive?
Not that I know of. When you think about it, how would I know?
Shouts for help? Desperate shaking of the coffin?
Look, I haven't sealed anyone up who was chatting away with me, let's put it that way. I usually check for signs of life, but everyone takes shortcuts sometimes, don't they? I deserve some rest in peace, too.
Did the coffin just move?
Don't even joke about that.
I best be running along.
Don't drop dead. I don't want anything else adding to my to-do list.
The coffin lid had been nailed down securely. I wasn't going to be able to open it. With the jack removed, the table rocked freely.
Okay. Not sure if there's anything else I can do here right now. We'll go see if I can find this other ingredient that I don't remember.
Walking into the port town of Dead Nettle, I could sense its history in every stone, brick, and plank. Echoes of merchant ships loading and unloading all manner of cargo from expeditions throughout the Caribbean. Gold and treasure that may still lie hidden on the island.
Okay, place. Board. A puppet theater. Are you guys still open with all those lights?
I tried the door. It was locked.
Very good. I feel like the light should be off. Even for a jewelry store.
Gruff
See, that
mumbles emanated from inside the puppet theater. Obviously, preparation for tonight's show was already underway.
I still don't know what I'm looking for. I just know I need coffin nails. And we got a hammer. Let's look at this poster.
The poster advertised billiards at the Captain's Club, with 3 billiard balls and 2 cues framing a cube of billiard chalk.
A lot. Alright, let's go on in. Where are we? We're gonna look at this fountain.
There was nothing in the fountain apart from a rim of moss.
Fantastic.
Good evening. He looked past me like I was invisible, as though if he ignored me hard enough, there was a chance I'd disappear. I said good evening?
I suppose, if one's standards are low enough. Have you taken a wrong turn, sir?
I'm just having a look around.
Well, make it a quick one.
How much are you willing to talk to me?
What is this place?
This, sir, is the Captain's Club, a private members club for current and retired sea and riverboat captains. We are highly exclusive. Are you a captain?
He asked with a smugness that told me he already knew the answer.
I thought not. Then may I recommend a swift exit? You'll find a convenient egress approximately 180 degrees to starboard. If you like, I can give you a good swift kick in the right direction, sir. And don't feel a need to stop walking until your ankles get soggy.
Like you. Anywho.
What makes you think I'm not a captain?
Well, for one thing, you lack the grizzle, the crustiness, the essential R of a captain.
How do I get those?
Years of exposure to salt water and sullen, uncooperative crew members, I should think. Tell me, have you ever captained a three-rigger through a tropical typhoon? Have you ever run the rapids of the Mississippi without hitting a single reef? Wind in your sails, fire in your furnace, waves beneath your keel?
Have you?
Well, it's more complicated than that.
In what way?
I get seasick.
Who are you?
My name is Felix Greer, maitre d', bartender, and acting manager of the Captain's Club, when Mr. Perkins has his night off. And who, pray tell, are you?
Murphy McAllen. I'm looking for the lost treasure of Belmore Manor.
Oh, goody, another young adventurer seeking fame, fortune, or some combination of the two. Just what Dead Nettle's been lacking for local color.
Is there any way to prove I'm a captain?
You might show me your captain's license. As I'm sure you know, the state of Louisiana requires all captains, both sea and riverboat, to carry one. But don't try to foist me off with a fake. Last week, we had someone present a license with a photograph distinctly unlike their contemporary appearance. The photograph was clearly of someone a good deal older than them, with more facial hair and, most importantly, one less eye.
What can you tell me about Dead Nettle?
Do you think you've wandered into the local library?
Yes.
Should we gather around for story time?
Yes.
I was just hoping to talk to someone obviously so knowledgeable about the area.
Well, yes, unfortunately I'm plagued with an encyclopedic knowledge of the local area. My concierge duties require it. I have a spiel. Welcome, hardy traveler, to our quaint port town of Dead Nettle. Once this town you see around you was a hub of commerce, a beacon for ships bravely navigating between America, Europe, and the Caribbean. With the unfortunate dissolution of the Belmore Trading Company, our town has settled into a quieter life, perfect for the sailor ready to hang up their cap. We hope that you enjoy your time in our homely town and perhaps explore some of the local sites. With the Captain's Club always here as your home port.
Thank you.
I best be casting off.
Don't feel the need to rush back, sir.
Sir. Chalk. There we are. What did I press? Alright, nails and chalk. Does it have to be coffin nails? Let's see what I pressed now. Okay. So, I guess the chalk, I need to be in here. I need to get a license. I need to prove that I am a captain. Look at the track.
There was no way to get out to the wreck, and from how decayed it looked, no reason to get out to the wreck either.
We're gonna walk this way now. Notice board. Door. Fisherman. Go to this. Let's check out this. What is there to notice?
The latest newspaper contained a photograph of the fisherman on the docks, with a headline declaring he'd just broken the island's heaviest catch record. Nothing else was of interest.
What is through said door?
You! Stop right there! What's your name?
Murphy McAllen.
I haven't seen you before. What's your business?
I'm just visiting. Why do you need to know?
Because your business is my business, and my business is news. I'm Evelyn Stoker, editor of the Juniper Parish Gazette. No misdeed left unshared, no drama left unmonetized. Come on, work with me here, Murphy. I need something juicy. Committed any crimes? Uncovered any affairs? Any deep, personal secrets to reveal?
The honest-to-God truth. No.
I need a good story. I can't always let something minor like the truth stand in the way of that.
You say so. I'm gonna take all of this. Thank you.
Don't even think about touching that machine.
I just want to look at it.
I wasn't going to get ink all over my hands.
Caught me ink-handed.
There was no way I was going to get past the newspaper editor to get it. Besides, I didn't know how to operate it.
Hey, you can't come back here.
Sorry.
Out we go. Nothing for me here. Let's talk to the fisherman. You know, if he's willing to talk. Da, 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 da. Walk faster, me! Bloom canned beef.
Are the fish biting?
Well, not so well today, to tell the truth. They must have been spooked by something. But you should have seen them yesterday. I was having to fight them off the rod. The name's Ned Kipps, by the way. Just Kipps to my friends.
I'm Murphy McAllen.
Nice to meet you, Mac. What are you doing on this old rock anyway? I haven't seen you around before. Here on vacation?
I guess you could say that.
Then you got worse judgment than an arm wrestler squaring up to a kraken. Hope you don't regret it.
Me too.
Alright. What's that book you're reading?
What's that book you're reading?
The Louisiana Book of Records. There's this fish called a pinkoza that swims around these parts. Delicious barbecue. And you're looking at the fella that's caught the heaviest pinkoza ever weighed at the Dead Nettle Docks. Now I'm looking to see if it's a state record, maybe even national, or a world record.
That's some achievement.
Oh, it was. Got my photograph on the front page of the newspaper and everything.
What do you do with the fish that you catch?
What do you do with the fish you catch?
A couple I saved for myself, and the rest I sell to the captain's club. They fancy them up with lemon lobster, slawfish something or other. Fools. Everyone knows the best way to cook them is to barbecue them. But then again, I haven't eaten in that place my whole life.
Why not?
I don't have a captain's license, so they won't let me in.
Don't you have a fishing boat?
Now, I used to. The Petit Pichet. But they don't count it if it doesn't have a crew.
What happened to it?
That's it across the harbor with its bow sticking out the water.
Oh.
It was the strangest thing. There I was, fishing just out in the bay, when a sea serpent comes out the water, wraps itself around the boat. Well, I was going to be a goner. Jabbed my fishing pole right in its beady eye, throttled the motor, and managed to make it back to shore just as the hull went under. It's lucky I made it out alive.
That's a pretty tall tale.
I wouldn't believe it myself if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
It was clear that Ned had a penchant for fanciful stories. He told them with such vigor, I think he'd convinced himself they were true.
What do you know about the disappearances at Helmore Manor?
What do you know about the disappearance at Belmore Manor?
Now there's a tale to tell. You know about Miss Belmore? The bride engaged to the sailor? I heard she was having an affair, getting up to no good with this fellow called John Rackham. He was one of the Belmore Company's higher-ups. Anyway, sailor catches wind of it and tricks Rackham into giving the lady a gift. That's what caused everything to go topsy-turvy.
What was the gift?
Call me a liar, but there are places in the Caribbean that trade things more elusive than gold. Ungodly things.
Is that what you think caused the disappearance?
What else could it be?
What can you tell me about Miss Belmore?
What can you tell me about Miss Belmore?
Ah, Abigail. More beautiful than a mermaid, and twice as fishy. Seems like such a nice girl, too. Until the affair. It seems so unlike her.
What about the sailor?
Don't know much about him. Never met the fella. I never got involved in the dock work, to tell the truth. Always preferred to sit with my fishing pole and fend for myself. We all figured that Abigail being in love with him and everything. He must have been fine folk. I think we were wrong. Poor Rackham, though. He was wronger still. Now, I'm a business guy myself. Get the product, sell the product. Nothing wrong with bringing home the bacon. But he brought back trouble, and he paid the price.
I suppose it was a mistake for him to get involved with Abigail.
It's risky mixing business and pleasure.
Alright,
Catch you later, Ned.
See you around, Mac.
I'm waiting. Okay, I have to go back this way. There we go. I was like, does it... What? Hey, look, fishing net.
The fishing net was so worn, it looked like it might fall apart at any moment. It wasn't going to be of any use to me.
There we go. Alright, over here.
Framed by trees and lit by moonlight, Belmore Manor stood imposingly in the still night air. Even without lights on, it felt like something inside the house was calling me, or warning me. I wasn't going to wade into the pond.
Alright, so... I need a captain's license, I suppose, to get the chalk. I need to figure out a way to get nails. Doesn't have any spare ones.
I scanned the headstones for anything of note, but didn't know what I was searching for.
Guess I do have a captain's license. Just need a photo here. And I'm pretty sure I introduced myself, which means pretty sure I'd have to change that. Where did I do that again? I have a bottle. Did my fish? Let's see.
It was a small leather pouch with a drawstring, used for voodoo spells. Currently, it held black feathers, gunpowder, and rum.
Alright, let's see. Richer or poorer? Mysterious manner of bewitching bride and a treasure trove that remains undiscovered to this very day. Hide beneath a blanket as we recount the spooky story of the vanishing wedding of Belmore Manor. They say it happened on Halloween night, 1899, on the ominously named island of Devil's Rock. The creme de la creme of Louisiana society, or Louisiana society, has been invited to the grand wedding of Abigail Belmore, younger sister of the Belmore brothers, wealthy owners of the Belmore Trading Company, which traded the waters of the Caribbean. British by birth, the brothers took over the Belmore Trading Company upon the tragic death of its original founders, their parents, while also adopting their young sister. The wedding of Abigail Belmore was said to be the highlight of the year for Louisiana high society, but it was already a wedding plagued by scandal and tragedy. Abigail had declared her love for a sailor who worked aboard her brother's ships, skewing the eligible bachelors across the South. Abigail was courted and proposed to by a commoner. Unsure at first, but compelled by their love for their little sister, the brothers sanctioned the marriage, make it a spectacle. But a fairy tale wedding, this was not. In the months leading up to the wedding, each of Abigail's brothers, one by one, went missing, never to be seen again. This writer's theory? Murder. But who could accomplish such a heinous crime? The story takes a mysterious twist. Sorry, I keep forgetting it has to be read this way, and then this way, and then this way. Gah! Alright, the story takes a mysterious twist. Morning of the wedding, Abigail declared that she would not marry the stalwart sailor, but would instead marry John Rackham, first officer of the Belmore Trading Company and its director, following the disappearance of the Belmore brothers. Was the bride stolen from the sailor? Was the bride rescued by the officer? Or were the two men simply pawns of the demonic? I have no idea actually how to say that word. Debutante? Yeah, sure someone else knows what it means and how to say it. I actually don't. One word that is not in my vocabulary, surprisingly. Following morning came, and no newlywed couple was to be found. Through the night, it is said that a huge green flash erupted from the manor house. Why not just say manor? Anyways, and no one, not the bride, the groom, nor any of the guests, were ever seen again. The house was abandoned, the Belmore Trading Company broken up and sold off, the island left to fade into obscurity. And yet, the wealth of the Belmore family was never found. Gold, jewels, or even more esoteric treasures. I don't remember how to pronounce that. All still lie undiscovered to this day. The house is avoided by anyone who knows its past, and still stands at the heart of the Belmore estate, rotting away with its fading secrets still locked inside. What happened to the vanished wedding? What happened to the Belmore treasure? The story gets stranger still. Rumors about that rumors around that the Belmore brothers had an interest in the occult. And this dalliance with the dark arts may have seduced them. Could Voodoo from the Caribbean expedition have infiltrated Belmore Manor? On occasion, the night sky above Devil's Rock still illuminates with a green glow, a memory of that fateful night when an entire wedding vanished. Or perhaps it is a beacon to the priceless treasure still waiting for an adventurer foolish enough to pursue it. Till death do us part? Yardley Belmore, the actor, was a luminary of the stage on both coasts when his schedule allowed it, initially writing and performing plays, but in later years commissioning their production through his philanthropic efforts. I don't even know if I said that right. My brain is just like, I can't stand it when words are like this. Throws me off every time when I start pronouncing. As his schedule was overtaken by the rapidly growing business, Xavier Belmore, the explorer, was a member of the Royal Geographical Guild and the heartbeat of the Belmore Trading Company's ventures in the Caribbean, where the three brothers made lucrative trading contracts that spread the United States across the Atlantic. Cecil Belmore, the inventor, was lauded as a genius for his inventions and scientific rigor in the areas of electricity and transportation. Rumors abound about possible technological discoveries that would have been announced if only he had not disappeared. Everything they need to make your own kazoo. Plus a book of sheet music. Impress your friends.
It was the magazine where I first read about the Belmore treasure. Now I was going to find out if it was more than just a ghost story. It was the magazine.
Okay. I still need coffin nails and
It was a
chalk.
Voodoo manuscript that looked hundreds of years old, with the instructions to a spell that summons things hidden within. It was an empty soda bottle that I'd found on the beach. It was a riverboat captain's license for a Captain John Bennett, but the space for a photograph was empty. It was the taxidermied fish I'd taken from the riverboat, with a ripped seam opening up to the stuffing inside of it. It was a screwjack, the type I normally see being used to hold up a motor car when changing its tire. It was a pair of sharp scissors from the newspaper office. It was a ball of rough twine. With a long rip already along the seam, I didn't need to cut the fish open any further.
If you say so. Hi again.
Hello, Edgar.
Ah,
I'm looking for the treasure of Belmore Manor.
another treasure hunter. Well, let me tell you something, young man. Don't even think about digging up my graveyard. There's no treasure buried here, and I'm already busy enough filling in the holes that are meant to be here.
Do you know anything about the disappearance at Belmore Manor?
I think it's important to leave the dead to rest in peace.
But what if they're not in peace?
Well, I think there's more to that story than meets the eye. You know the three brothers went missing, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you ask me, I think Abigail Belmore was behind it. She was engaged to a sailor, but nobody like her would go for a commoner.
She might have loved him.
She could have loved somebody with a big bank account, too. I think she must have been using him, pretending to love him so he'd do her dirty work for her, bumping off her brothers. Then afterwards, she drops him and goes to marry the officer of the company. Fiendish.
Those are some pretty serious allegations.
Just a feeling, that's all. I don't have any evidence. But when you work with cadavers, you kinda get a sixth sense about things. People killed in mysterious circumstances. Like you can tell when someone's sneaking up behind you.
You actually seem to have trouble with that.
Yep.
Wise guy.
What do you think was behind the disappearance?
What do you think was behind the disappearance?
Well, the sailor must have found out he was being manipulated, mustn't he? Done something to get his revenge.
What do you think the sailor did to get his revenge?
What do you think the sailor did to get his revenge?
Nobody knows. But in his contracts to the Caribbean, he could have come across something fiendish. All we know is that everyone in that house disappeared. And to tell you the truth, I'm quite relieved they did.
Why's that?
Because if they'd not disappeared, it would be this old fool who'd have had to bury them. Saved me a good amount of work.
Alright,
I
goodbye
best
again.
be running along.
Goodbye.
I try to figure out what to do about this. I'm just gonna keep wiggling it. Okay. Spare nails. How do I put nails? So I have a captain's license. Again, I'm pretty sure I gave my name, though, which is not correct. It doesn't have a photo, though, which means, no one can say anything. But I don't know if they'll take it if it doesn't have a photo, which means I'll probably need a photo, which means I need a camera. Take said photo. Take a photo of me. And then I need the coffin. Don't know how to get those coffin nails. I took the screw jack. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with it. I do not even know if I really need it. It's just here at this point. Same with the scissors, twine, and fish. Everything else. I guess I haven't really, talked to the lady here.
Anything to report?
Nothing yet, but I'm keeping my eyes open.
Yes?
Hi.
What are you
What are
working
you working on?
Listen to this. An innocent victim's domesticated canine has been suddenly and mysteriously ripped away from them by fate. Its location and intentions are unknown.
Wait, are you talking about a lost dog?
Technically, it's not lost anymore. It was found shortly before I got to the house. But still, the story must be written.
I have a
Okay.
headline suggestion. Lost dog, not lost.
I have a personal suggestion. Butt out.
Do you have any more interesting stories to write
Don't
about?
you have more interesting stories to write about?
The crackpots this island calls a population wouldn't know something interesting if they paid for it. Which they hardly do. Believe me, I've tried to get juicier stories. Scouring the island, doorstop interviews, hiding beneath windows.
You eavesdrop on people through their windows?
It's called investigative reporting.
What is in those filing
What's
cabinets?
in those filing cabinets?
Past issues of the newspaper, starting right back in 1864. Of course, things were a lot more interesting when Dead Nettle was thriving as a port town. Comings and goings of people, ships, and cargo, lots to report on back then. More than the dregs I have to dress up now.
Why did the ship stop coming to Dead Nettle?
Why did the ship stop coming to Dead Nettle?
The Belmore Trading Company was the heartbeat of this island. After the disappearance, there was no one left to run the company, and it all got sold off. When that folded, so did pretty much everything else.
Do you have any back issues featuring the Belmore Manor wedding?
Do you have any back issues featuring the Belmore Manor wedding?
We don't, I'm afraid. Most of the paper's directors were at the wedding and disappeared along with everyone else. The newspaper had to shut up shop for weeks while it was restaffed. This was back when the Gazette wasn't run by just one person.
Would you take my photograph?
Would you take my photograph?
Do you know how much the chemicals cost to develop those photographs? I'm on a limited budget here, McAllen. Unless you've done something notable, you're not getting into print.
Darn. What constitutes something notable for the newspaper?
What constitutes something notable for the newspaper?
Frankly, our standards are pretty low these days. Yesterday, I photographed Ned Kipps, the fisherman that hangs around the pier, for catching a fish.
Is that a surprising turn of events for a fisherman?
It broke the island weight record. The pencosa's a fish that's been caught around the island since it was settled. The locals say it tastes good. I'd rather chew on raw cotton.
I'm doing some research on the treasure of Belmore Manor.
Leave it. That's my advice. There's no story in it.
No story?
Not that anyone would believe. And I've got advertisers breathing down my neck.
And what's your theory on it?
What's your theory on Belmore Manor?
This might sound far-fetched, but I think it was hypnotism. All the puzzle pieces make sense.
Who was hypnotized?
Abigail, by that strange sailor she was going to marry. This
Okay, I get it
newspaper
now.
had been publishing a bunch of stories about spooky goings-on across the island. We even had tip-offs of black magic inside Belmore Manor. Can you believe it?
Who was doing black magic?
Well, we weren't told for sure, but it makes sense, doesn't it? The sailor! Why else would someone as powerful as Abigail want to marry a lowly manual worker like him? Come the night of the wedding, and she wised up. Married John Rackham, the company's first officer. Much more on her social standing, and a responsible choice for the company.
Then what do you think caused everyone to disappear?
What do you think caused everyone to disappear?
The last revenge of the sailor's sorcery. But imagine me writing that into a piece of serious journalism. I'd be laughed out of the industry.
I think I better be going.
Keep your eyes out for a story, McAllen. There are secrets on the island, and it's my job to sell advertisements next to them.
Okay, so I need a story. Get a hold of that damn camera.
That's for weighing fish. No one's going to beat my record.
Good evening, Kips.
Hello again, Mac.
I'm looking for...
Well, I've heard it's been lost for 30 years now.
Lost means it's still ready for finding.
I've traveled every waterway on this island, and I haven't even seen a hint of it. It could be at the bottom of the ocean for all I know. And I've found a few treasures in my time. French treasure, British treasure, pirate treasure, but no Belmo treasure.
Do you still have those treasures?
Well, I had to hide them again. Give someone else a chance to find it. I wouldn't believe it myself if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Catch you later, Ned.
See you around, Mac.
Going back this way. See if there's anything I missed clicking on. Like explore. What does the sign say?
The sign read, "The Fantastic Fantaccio Brothers will be performing tonight. People of all ages welcome. Donations welcome even more so."
Let us go this way. Okay. Nothing up here. Oh. There's something I missed over here. Whee! Not helpful.
I doubted there was anything useful in the bayou. I wasn't going to risk having my arm bitten off by an alligator to confirm those doubts.
I need to figure out what I'm doing. We're gonna look over here.
I
Just gonna.
scanned the house for a way in, perhaps an unlocked door or window, but my search was without luck. I scanned the house for a way in, perhaps an unlocked door or window, but my search was without luck.
Alright, I haven't missed anything. Wanna. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Alright, so I literally have not missed any particular item to talk to. Okay. Well, I guess I've looked at everything, so now... I suppose now I need to figure out if I can combine anything. Something's got to be used somewhere. So we need nails. I need a photo taken, which means we need a story. It can be literally any story at this point. That way I can get my photo taken. I can put it together with the license. Sure I didn't miss anything else over here. Oh, I didn't miss anything else. Path there.
With a deep breath, I took hold of the door handle of the house I'd been thinking about for months and turned it. Unsurprisingly, it was locked. I briefly considered breaking into the house, but unsure of just how true the ghost stories were, decided it was better to not risk angering any spirits that may have been in there. If I was getting in, I was going to need the key.
Okay, so we found a path. Let's go to the path. Bubbling fun. Moriarty, stop. There we go. Oh. Why couldn't I have just gone down this path? Alright, let's check the furniture.
From the gathering moss and rust, it was clear the patio set hadn't been used in decades.
Ow.
So much for good luck. I picked up the horseshoe that assaulted me. It was heavy, very heavy.
I got it. Go back. I still don't know why I can't just go this way. It's literally the same. Why do I have to go all the way around the manor? Why would you take the long way around? Okay. She mentioned the fact fish. biggest fish.
With the ripped seam as an opening, I placed the horseshoe inside the taxidermied fish. Now it was heavy.
Okay. Now let's hang the fish up.
Matt, does that say what I think it does? You've been holding back on me. That breaks my record.
McCallum,
Yay! Photo!
you just broke the island fishing record.
How did you hear about this so fast?
Like, for real.
It's my
Like,
job to know about things fast. Now, I'm doing the questions here.
You're
So
stalking
what
me.
led to this unbelievable turn of events? Years of practice? Or a one-in-a-million fluke? Did the fish just jump into your lap as you walked the quayside? Was the fish dropped by a passing seagull?
Would have been a pretty darn big seagull.
Just beginner's luck, I guess.
As I suspected, well, as much as it pains me to say it, you're the cover story on this evening's edition of the Juniper Parish Gazette, and this is why I'm not getting a Pulitzer.
Got enough photos there?
I've got to hand it to you, Mac. That fish is a whopper. I wouldn't believe it myself if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
I have my fish back.
I'd had enough of carrying the suspiciously heavy fish around. I decided to leave it there.
Just let everyone find out, you know? Wasn't a real fish. So, can I have my picture now, lady? That was clearly stalking me! It's the only way she could have known about it so fast. Yeah, follow the newcomer with the camera.
Murphy, have you seen the cover of the evening edition? I think we caught your personality perfectly in that photograph. Naive, simple, unsophisticated. Makes it all the more surprising that you actually accomplished something.
You're insulting
Wonder
me
if
to
I should
my
have it framed.
face.
That will cost you.
I picked up the newspaper. The fewer people that saw it, the better.
Okay.
Carefully, I cut my photograph out of the newspaper. I stuck the cutout photograph onto the still tacky interior of the captain's license. It was convincing enough.
There we go. Thinking about it, what about that wobbly table? Maybe I can do something with that wobbly table. I wonder if I can use the wobbly table to make it so the person inside is still alive. So that he takes the nails out. Might be a good use for the twine. Worth a shot.
I tied the twine to the uneven table and took up a hiding spot behind a nearby wall. It was time to wake the dead. Hello? Hello? Why is it so dark in here?
Huh? Who's that?
I'm stuck! Help! Help!
If that's you kids.
Get me out of this thing!
Oh, no, not again. Mister, are you okay? I'm so sorry. I was told... Mister? Oh, darn it. Next time I see those kids, I'm gonna have a lineup of Pee-wee coffins ready for them. See how they like being scared out of their wits.
Alright, that worked. Have my twine back now, please. Bingo!
I picked up the handful of discarded coffin nails from the tin.
Perfect! Can't believe that worked. Alright, let's go here now. So that I can give Captain license. And then steal their chocolate. Fine. I like this. I miss games like this.
Why was the Belmore Trading Company dissolved?
Well, you're taking me off script, but it really was quite the scandal. The 3 owners of the company vanished, and there was simply nobody left to run the company.
Wasn't there anyone who tried?
The first officer of the company, Mr. Rackham, looked to step up, but he disappeared too. I do wish the company hadn't collapsed.
I bet lots of people share that wish.
I might have more customers if it hadn't.
Probably.
What do you know about the lost treasure of Belmore Manor?
Do you think you're living in a storybook? Weathered maps, talking parrots, X marks the spot? Grow up, you silly boy. Captaincy is an accomplished skill which doesn't need belittling by childish tales like lost treasure.
What do you know about the Belmore wedding?
You mean the disappearance of the Belmore wedding? On moonlit nights when the waves crash against the rocks, the captains of this club trade yarns about this very mystery. Did you know Abigail Belmore's fiancé was a sailor who worked on the ships?
Yes.
Some of the old boys here even worked with him. They say he loved her, as true as a captain loves the sea. But she was a temptress, a siren who scuttled that sailor's heart.
What did she do?
After months of engagement, she broke it off and chose to marry an officer of the company instead, on their very wedding day.
Who was the man she chose to marry instead?
John Rackham, a landlubber who only used the bounties of the sea to fill his coin purse. But the Belmores harnessed his ambitions for the company, his expertise at imports and exports.
Why did she do it?
What many people don't know is that mysterious things had been found on one of the company voyages to the Caribbean. Mystical things, some say.
What did they find?
The crew was sworn to secrecy by the Belmore brothers, and all of the men were loyal enough to keep their word. But the rot in the rope was that sister, Abigail. People say that the discovery took hold of her. With the broken heart of the sailor and the resources of the officer, she was about to unleash something terrible. Perhaps it was a good thing that they all disappeared.
Do you think that's true?
Of course not. It's all nonsense. But the captains do love to outperform each other with such tales on a dull evening.
Makes sense.
I best be casting off.
Don't feel the need to rush back, sir.
My credentials.
You're telling me you are a captain?
I trust it's all in order.
Look, Sonny, the bylaws of this club only allow the club manager to verify a captain's license. And Mr. Perkins is enjoying his backgammon evening with Mrs. Perkins and the ladies this evening, with strict instructions not to be disturbed. So I'll be accepting this tonight, but try this again tomorrow night and it'll be another story. Now, with that said, a warm and hearty welcome to the Captain's Club. We sincerely hope you make use of and enjoy our facilities, and do please let me know if I can be of any assistance at all.
Thank you. And I go.
While I was trapped on Devil's Rock, a map of the world wasn't going to be much use to me.
You don't know that. There's a cabinet.
The cabinet was locked.
Of course it is. I chalk.
I considered playing a game, but billiards without the balls and cues wouldn't have been very engaging.
Simply control.
It was locked.
Locked. No one here to talk to. No fanciful stories. Bye-bye, I go. Alright, I guess I have everything. Time to head back. Into the riverboat we go! I'm back.
You've returned. Have you found all the ingredients and placed them in the gree-gree?
Not yet, but I'm working on it. I found another ingredient for the summoning spell.
Wonderful. Place it inside the gree-gree, then return when you have all 5.
Alright.
I'm
I
going
guess
to
I have to
finish
do that
finding the
before
voodoo
entering.
ingredients.
I can't just do it in here.
Hurry back.
I didn't need to cut that.
Didn't mean to grab that.
I placed the chalk into the gree-gree. I placed the coffin nails into the gree-gree. I've done it. All 5 ingredients for the summoning spell. Now I needed to head back to the Spirit Queen.
Alright, now we can go inside.
Murphy, have you done what was asked of you?
I
Yes.
have.
Wonderful. Now, it is time for the final step.
Voodoo!
Out of the darkness, the sadness, the fear, I command you, my servant, now to appear.
Hi again.
I have returned, Master. What is your desire?
The ingredients have been gathered. The final step of the spell is ready. The focus.
The focus of the spell is that which you are casting it upon. Belmore Manor is where the ghosts reside. An image of Belmore Manor is what you must direct the spell with.
Murphy, do you have an image of Belmore Manor we can use?
Yes. The witch doctor.
Yes, Murphy. That will work. Place it inside the gree-gree as the final ingredient.
I folded the magazine cover and placed it inside the gree-gree.
The spell is ready. Finally, the ghosts will be free again. Open the gree-gree, Murphy, and that will cast the spell.
With some trepidation, I took the gree-gree from my pocket, and then, with a deep breath, opened it.
There goes all the lights.
At last, I am free.
Servant, what's happening?
Not a servant.
I was never your servant.
I knew
am
this
your
was gonna
master.
happen.
You shall do my bidding. I command you.
Foolish mortal, you have served your purpose. No longer do I need to manifest as an ephemeral specter. Now my true spirit form is freed.
Loa, do as I say.
You have no more use to me.
Oh, well, that's...
I wasn't sure what I'd just
Fantastic.
seen, but the voodoo fire raging all around me was all too real. I needed to get out, and fast. Sitting in a big fancy chair definitely wasn't enough justification to leap through raging flames. Gazing into the spirit pool, it looked like I could see formless faces gazing back at me. Surrounded by a burning inferno, I wasn't going to complicate matters by picking up lit candles, even if the phrase was to fight fire with fire. I needed to get out of the door, and fast, but I was going to need to extinguish the fire to reach it.
I don't know if I have anything for, like, you know what? That's an empty bottle. Do we have anything else around here? What if I... Around... Oh, you know what? Actually, I have a bottle. That's a bottle. This should not
I
be
filled
enough
the bottle
to
with water from the
extinguish flame.
spirit pool.
This really shouldn't be enough to extinguish flame. A bottle's worth. Abigail? Me? What's going on? I do not consent to this! There I go. Okay. To be continued, maybe. Well, that was interesting. I enjoyed that. Even if I was running around for the majority of the time trying to figure out what the heck I was doing. I certainly wouldn't mind playing the full game. Certainly interesting. Reminds me of an old PC game. Like some of like the Sherlock Holmes ones that I used to do. And those old mystery games. That really can't be played on the majority of PCs anymore. And yet are still sold. Despite the fact they can't be played on the majority of PCs anymore. Made in the United Kingdom. Alright. And that, I guess, is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe. And if you're interested to see more full playthroughs, check me out on Twitch, Imperial1. Alright. Have a good one, you guys. Bye.